Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with me, Najia. I'm a psychic medium and I do readings for people, personal readings, but I do celebrity readings here, I do world predictions, and I teach you how to be intuitive and psychic yourself, how to listen to your angels and guides. So today I'm going to read a little bit of the comments and do a mini oracle draw on current world events and future world events. So I recently did a video about earth changes, and Jamie Goldsparrow, hi Jamie, she says, please give us more videos like this, please. And I'm a Philly girl. I'm from Philly too, right? I'm here in Philly. Born and raised, though I live in California now. But I always still come home every year and will always love Philly. Thank you. So yeah, if you like something, please, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you want more content, what type of content you want, right? More of the same. So also, Kim Nurse 6691. Hi, Kim. Kim's written in before. In response to this video, where I had talked about the pandemic, knowing devastation was coming 2 months before the pandemic, and receiving 8 KN99 masks in the mail that I did not order, and the voice clairaudiently coming in saying these were meant for me, it wasn't a mistake, devastation is coming and such. And then a couple years later, I make a video, this is the video about we're not going back to normal like the old days. The worst is coming, and this whole thing we've been going through is preparation for something much bigger. And Kim Nurse writes in, I knew COVID, of course she's a nurse, she was probably a first responder, right? God bless you. I knew COVID wasn't enough to wake folks up, and I always thought things will have to have a breaking point in order to change hard hearts. So yes, cooperation, compassion, and love will help us through anything. And I do see that. Yeah, so another person wrote in because I could not tell if another virus, I kind of get the impression multiple things are coming with this devastation. I feel like it's in the near future. My basement's turned into a prepping basement for me and any loved ones who need anything. Yes. Yeah. So Alice Speaks. I was looking for her comment last night, actually. I couldn't find it. I want to talk about her comment. I've been keeping track of the H5N1. This does seem to be spreading, but nobody covers it. I love your voice and your readings. Thank you, Alice. Yeah, so they're not covering it on the news, and I've been seeing signs, in certain places, especially the parks. They don't want the dogs to be licking or touching the bird poop and getting infected. They don't want kids going near it with sticks or nothing. So there's warning signs, but I'm not seeing that. And yet I know that that's serious. And that's why the eggs cost a fortune. That's why when I go to the store, like the shelves are empty. There's no eggs except quail eggs. No, but everyone's afraid to buy the quail eggs. The people who are looking for regular eggs do not want to eat a quail egg. All right. So I'm going to ask Spirit, tuning into the Dreamscape Oracle right now. And I'm feeling, in regard to this issue, that I'm meant to pull this card right here. Oh, the gift. In the last video, I said, please give me something positive. Because I drew the serpent, the serpent that was like really, not the wisdom serpent, like the evil serpent that was gnawing away at everything beneath us and couldn't get enough, was so greedy and lying, right? And I said, "Oh, please, destroying the Earth, the planet, and other realms connected to us." So I was like, "Okay, I'm coming back on, and I want to hear something good." And I pulled a gift. All right, beautiful. Look at that. All right, so let me read. Well, let me just interpret it before I read because I like to interpret it psychically. Ay, ay, ay. So she has got incense burning in here. I don't know if you can tell. See that? That's like a pot and there's smoke coming out. She's got beautiful flowers on her hair. And I don't know if she's smelling the incense or what, but she looks like a goddess, right? Or maybe a priestess. Remember the Greek stories? I can't remember the name of the priestesses, but they were in a cave and there was an aroma like a smoke that came up from the ground, and they would go into trance and make, oh, the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi. Does anybody else remember that and study that in school? Do they still teach that? Right? You know, I have a Greek friend, and do you know what they were taught in school? I mean, he's older than me. He said the Greeks are descended from the gods of Mount Olympus, and they're taught that. They're taught the Greeks in grade school back in the day. I don't know if they still teach this, but when he was young, they taught that you are the descendants of the gods. And there's stuff in the Bible about that, right? People don't read Genesis. I read the Bible back and forth, right? I want to be a nun, and here I am a tarot reader. Lordy, lordy. Times have changed in my life. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's, the angels came down and mated, and they called them the gods, the hybrids between the celestial beings and the humans. And he was taught in school that they were descendants. All right, so the gift. I wonder if it's related to that oracle. Let's see, the gift, the gift, the gift. This is the book I'm reading, Dreamscape Oracle. Very pretty artwork. I'm an artist. All right, so it says, smoke rising up behind her. Pandora. Oh, this is Pandora. Another Greek. Pandora sits in her hair. Pandora sits in her hair. Oh, Pandora is, I guess they're the flowers that sit in her hair. I thought they were referring to the character from Pandora's box, right? All right. So she's pondering what the jar contained. Was it a good idea? Oh, it's like this. It's similar to that. Was it a good idea to release the potent magic contained in such a small vessel? She does not know what will become of her gift just yet. Only time can tell what will happen to the world as the gift spreads out from the tarnished jar. Pandora wears a simple lavender robe showing her devotion to Zeus. It also shows the gift of wisdom and generosity attributed to her. So that is so interesting. There's mm, so the message is be careful of stepping into situations you may not be able to get out of and to retreat from complicated situations. Yeah, so you really have to walk a tightrope around this gift. It is a gift in the end. I mean, it has very potent magic to transform and spread around the world in time. And it talks about, spreading from a tarnished jar. Like it's time. It's time for this change. And I do feel that it is time, but what will happen? I mean, that depends on us, right? And how we treat each other through this change. And you have to be alert, like where you go, right? You want to retreat from difficult, complicated situations. Don't go anywhere you may not be able to get out of. Mm. I know a lot of people are afraid to travel because, especially if they have a different color skin or different kind of last name, it's not, you know, classic American name that we've had for a couple hundred years, maybe. And there's a lot of new names that have come in the country in the last 100 years or so, 50 years. And people are who normally travel a lot, or people who would come here, my Airbnb is really down. People are afraid to travel. Um, yeah. So they're worried about coming into a situation they can't get out of. Yeah. So it's really been difficult. But I have to trust that in time, there is a gift. Okay. I'm being drawn to pull another card. Let me do another card. I still have time. I'm gonna use this tarot. I haven't used this yet. I don't think I've used this yet. I bought it. Yeah, I'm itchy. I bought it a while ago because of the artwork is beautiful. It's different kind of colors. And I like to use the traditional tarot deck, but then I also like to use something really different because then I know the traditional meaning. It's always there, underlying. But then when I use a different deck, it opens me up. Like it opens my senses up to something else coming in that I wouldn't normally see. All right, so let's see about the world, I'm thinking about the USA a lot. Uh, I'm hoping to have Linda on, Linda G. Grindle. I just was in touch with her today. I hope to hear back from her. She wanted to come on my show, and my God, I want to have her on. She is big on world events, right? I'm getting a two-card pull. Let's see. This one. Oh, actually, maybe three. A blend. Wait a minute. Definitely this one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But I think I'm doing okay. God, it wants me to do all this. Spirit, you're giving me more than I expected. Eeks. This is how I do it. I listen. I listen on the inner. I think I'm going to do one thing and then I end up doing another. Jesus. Okay. Strength. We are going to need some strength, but not the violent kind. The kind of strength that tames. Divine feminine strength. Look at this. That woman wearing red, she's strong, she's powerful. And she's tamed this big, huge lion that could eat her in one gulp. This is not the normal lion. This looks like a prehistoric lion, right? This lion is huge. One 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 bite and she's gone. But she's riding that lion and she's using ancient wisdom. All right? So this is what we need, not the fighting kind of strength. Very different. Ooh. Well, the five of materials. This is the five of pentacles in traditional deck, and this is where you feel a bit homeless, left out of left out of the church, left out of the home, left out of money, going through change. God, in this one, it's like it's different meaning. What do you think? Like almost like weaving materials, right? But we're in that web. Reaching for help. Mm. Yeah, well, I do see that. I mean, it's already happening. It's already happening, right? I'm curious, this is a different kind of deck. I want to see what the book says about that card because it's not the normal five of pentacles, right? It's definitely going through change because fives are change. Yeah, it's talking about hardship and worries and safety and security or health struggles, seeking shelter, scarcity. So in this one, it says the muse, because this is all based upon the muse, right? This is the muse tarot, okay? The muse spots her sleeping outside the gates of flow and abundance. Yeah, so she's sleeping outside the rich building, right? The church or whatever it may be for you, right? She's cried herself to sleep, believing that she hasn't been granted access to the entrance. She is dangerously close to the edge, wrapped in a little more than a tattered sheet of self-worth and memories of better days. She holds a tiny light of hope close to her as she sleeps, but it's so very dim that the muse wonders if she can still see it at all. It doesn't look bright enough to light her way. With a helping hand, the muse, she nudges the small creature to safety. The muse knows that the entrance is closer than we think, and she wants all of us to enter the doorway of abundant well-being. She asks to accept worthiness with an open heart and heal the rift between you and any wealth and health you desire but aren't experiencing today. You are never alone or forgotten. You are always welcome in the great hall of love. So I can see this person is really, really lost everything, feeling out. And then there's this church or rich building. Traditionally, it's a church in the traditional deck. And there's this flow of abundance coming from that building, yet she is cold and hungry. But there is this force that is there to help her and love her and give her her self-worth back. So yeah, we are going to go through some times, but there are forces to help us through that. I think I read enough things. I just wanted to pull out. So the Ten of Voices. Yeah. This is like the Ten of Swords in the traditional tarot. When all the voices, all that noise is cutting through you and disrupting your alignment. It's shattering you, it's fracturing you. Mm. The Eight of Voices is like the Eight of Swords, where you keep yourself in a prison of your own making in your mind. You actually have more power than you realize. Take off the blinders and walk away. You have a new start. We all have a new start. The Ace of Materials. We have abundance. We just have to start fresh. But it's there for us. And it comes slowly and steadily with the Knight of Materials. This beautiful, abundant knight who's loyal and there for us to rescue us. But he comes little by little. So we do have a knight in shining armor behind the scenes, and we have these spirits behind the scenes to help us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, by the way, everyone who's been donating to the channel and hiring me for readings. It keeps me going. Thank you so much. Bye.